Good afternoon, and welcome to the 2020 Awards Day ceremony. Before getting started, I have several observations to make. First, I really am excited to be hosting this event today. My enthusiasm extends beyond the fact that I get to wear a bow tie for the first time since early March. As a member of the faculty, Awards Day has always been my favorite Tatnall Schools ceremony. Essentially, we pause to recognize the hard work and accomplishments of our upper school students in the 3 A's, academics, athletics, and the arts, over the past school year. However, today is truly unique. For starters, we are here on campus in the Marvin Theater on May 27th, and students and parents are out there on June 3rd in your homes on the receiving end. I think it is safe to say that we have all been challenged by COVID-19 in ways that we never imagined or thought possible a few short months ago. Indeed, beyond the reservoirs of grit and determination that many of us did not know that we possessed, I hope this crisis has allowed us to take stock in what we truly value. For me, I really miss seeing you all, students, faculty, and parents, on a regular basis. While Zooming can be incredibly helpful in maintaining academic connectivity and accountability, I think we can all agree that it is not always sufficient. When this crisis passes, and it will, I have promised myself to never take those personal moments for granted ever again. I would like to give a heartfelt shout out to my fellow faculty colleagues who have worked incredibly hard to maintain our exceptional program. All gave up a good portion of spring break to develop expertise in distance learning and teaching. Since then, they have continued to work long hours to fine-tune their classes. Our faculty epitomize the concept of being lifelong learners, which, by the way, will be a critical component for future success for all of you. They continue to be Tatnall's greatest asset. At this time, I would like to recognize Ms. Katrina Clayton, not only for putting this event together, but for her work every day in keeping our division running smoothly. Without her energy, efficiency, and sense of humor, the upper school would be in big trouble. Finally, I would like to thank Dr. Tim Burns for his service to Tatnall. When he first arrived on campus in July 2016, I did not quite know what to make of him, beyond the fact that he is and was at the time extremely gregarious. Fairly quickly, he suggested that he and I had a striking resemblance to each other, an impression that I assumed was based on our respective bow tie collections. However, when students began to refer to me as Dr. Burns, which happened even a couple times this past year, I knew that he was onto something. As I got to know Tim closely and work with him, I realized he was a man of great intellect and character. He always reminded us to remain true to Tatnall's unique values and mission. He refers to it constantly as our special sauce. So Tim, on behalf of the entire upper school community, thank you for all you have done to support our students, our faculty, and our families. Good luck to you on your return to Pasadena, with occasional forays down to New Orleans. We will all miss you. Now, thank you, and it's my pleasure to introduce the athletic director, Mr. Patrick Jones.
Good afternoon. This certainly redefined the meaning of community this spring. This has not been a typical spring watching our students excel on the fields, the track, or the courts. Although we were unable to watch our spring student athletes in action, we did have 2 very successful seasons in the fall and the winter. We had 40 athletes recognized as all-conference. We had 4 all-county and 6 all-state. Our ice hockey team won their 3rd consecutive state title in dramatic overtime. Lydia Colasante and Declan McDowell each finished 1st in the fall cross-country state championships. Lydia was recognized as the Runner of the Year in Delaware and also as our Gatorade Runner for Delaware. These two same individuals won state titles in the mile in the indoor track meet down in Maryland. We have 13 individuals committed to continuing their athletic careers in college next year. Each year we recognize our seniors that have played 12 seasons of high school athletics. Each individual will receive a plaque, and these will be available for pickup at a later date. We are excited to announce these 12 individuals: Patrick Harris, Gabe Jensen, Galen Kelly, Grace McKelvey, Cam Mills, Max Morrison, and Elena Techlitz. Our first award is the Kohler Cup. This award was named after a former student who played for the love of the game and gave 100% while creating a positive atmosphere for his teammates. Our Kohler Cup recipient this year is a 12-season athlete and has contributed to the success of our cross-country and track program in multiple ways. She has been a part of 5 state championships in cross-country, and track has been a member of the winning relay at the state championship in our track meet. She has served as both a cross-country and track champion and had a tremendous impact on all her teammates. She was a successful leader because she cared about the others before herself. She has always led by example and was a team-minded in every way possible. Our Kohler Cup recipient is Grace McKelvey. Our second award is our Scholar Athlete Award. This award is given to both a male and female in the senior class. These recipients excel in the classroom as well as on the playing field. They are able to balance a rigorous academic load and still compete at a high level in athletics. Our female recipient this year will be remembered as a person who was always calm but focused on her task. She has pushed herself to excel at all she does, from the field to the stage and to the classroom. Since her freshman year, she has represented Tatnall in a strong fashion. She was a key contributor and captain of both the field hockey and girls lacrosse programs. She has always been a vital cog in our attack, being selected honorable mention all-conference her freshman year in girls lacrosse. She made a purposeful debut into our tough independent conference. She then went on to make the second team all-conference roster to both her sophomore and junior years. With 84 goals and 40 assists, she was on her way to being a 100-goal scorer. Unfortunately, that season did not occur this spring. She has certainly made herself irreplaceable with her calm yet determined leadership, her consistency in front of the goal, and the way she represents all things good about the Tatnall School and the Hornets. She was always on the same page as her coaches and served basically as an assistant coach on the field. Our female scholar athlete is Hadley Morgan. This year we'll be recognizing 2 male athletes for the Scholar. The coaches felt both of these individuals were equally deserving. Our first male recipient is an 11-season athlete. He was voted captain by his peers for the past 3 years in football and lacrosse. He was a first-team all-conference player in lacrosse for the past 2 years and received first-team all-state honors last year as a junior. He also received all-conference honors for offense and defense this past season in football. Our first male scholar athlete is Nate Ruos. Our second scholar athlete recipient played soccer and lacrosse for 4 years. This individual had the ability to find the good in all situations he encountered. He was recently recognized by the Delaware Youth Leadership Network for his participation in helping develop new young leaders. This individual was able to take these philosophies and apply them to our Jefferson Awards program. This individual consistently worked to connect our sports teams with service initiatives. For example, this year he organized a fundraising effort with team captains from all the fall sports teams, raising money for the cancer awareness. His efforts helped raise hundreds of dollars. He was voted captain by his peers this past fall in soccer. He understood the meaning of preparation and spent countless hours in the weight room preparing for his seasons. One of our teachers summed this individual up as a student who was well regarded by his peers, only gives his best effort, and finds opportunity for growth in all situations. Our second male recipient is Dante Principe. Our last award is our Outstanding Senior Athlete Award. This year, our Outstanding Senior Athletes goes to two individuals who have been setting new records and leading programs by example their entire high school careers. This young lady has been voted captain by her peers in both indoor and outdoor track this year. She has won 5 individual state championships. She presently holds the Tatnall school record in the triple jump with a mark of 36 feet, 7 inches, .75. She was also an extremely hard worker in the classroom and on the track. She will be attending Columbia University, where she will continue to run track and field. Our outstanding female senior athlete recipient is Kimmy Woods. Our outstanding male athlete. This young man is an individual who changed program with his participation. He was a captain of both the indoor and outdoor track teams in 2018, 19, and 20. He has won 6 individual state championships and set the Tatnall school record in the 800 meter. He is a 3-time first-team All-State runner and ranked nationally all 4 years in high school. He has ranked as high as 16th in the U.S. in the 800 meter. He ran the 3rd fastest 800 meter time in Delaware track and field history since 1950. He will be attending Indiana State University in the fall to run track and field. Our outstanding male senior recipient is Napoleon Hernandez. I would like to now introduce the head of the Tatnall Visual Arts Program, Sam Salazar.
The Junior Excellence in Art Award recognizes a junior for their commitment to technical mastery, innovative use of elements and principles of art, and for their overall passion for creative pursuits. This student has grown immensely as an artist over the past year and has continued to embrace each opportunity with an open mind. They gave their all with every project, pushing through struggles and working with new mediums and techniques. They pursued opportunities to showcase their artwork outside of the Tatnall community and have been devoted to strengthening their skill sets for taking multiple visual arts courses throughout the year. This student is dedicated to creative expression, and I am honored to award the 2020 Junior Excellence in Art Award to Luciana Kerr. The Creative Visionary Art Award recognizes a student who is a leader among their peers in their innovative use of design principles and their overall commitment to excellence. This student has been working hard all year to relay a message of human interaction with nature. She experimented with various mediums and techniques, some that were completely new to her this year, to portray this vision and successfully create a series of works that makes the viewer think about their own relationship with the world around them, all while consistently creating quality pieces of work. This year's recipient of the Creative Visionary Art Award is Grace McKelvey. The Senior Excellence in Art Award recognizes a senior for their commitment to technical mastery, innovative use of the elements and principles of art, and their overall passion for their creative pursuits. This student consistently stayed true to their own style while showing a willingness to experiment with new techniques. They use their creative abilities to portray components of their culture while engaging the viewer. Throughout this year, this student has took advantage of studio space and came into work whenever they were free. I have been impressed with their continued focus, attention to detail, and daily ability to edit and refine artwork. In addition to being awarded the 2020 Senior Excellence in Art Award, this student also earned 6 Scholastic Art Awards in 4 different categories this year. Please join me in honoring Crystal Wang. I would now like to introduce Mary Margaret Wilson, who will be presenting the Music Awards.
The music awards are given to those students whose participation demonstrates leadership in the choral and instrumental ensembles. I will be presenting the band, choir, and string ensemble awards in that order. The Director's Award for Band is presented to the student who demonstrates strong musicianship and leadership in both their band section and to the entire symphonic band. This year's recipient is Carly Ann Stempel. The John Philip Sousa Award. Introduced in 1955 to honor the top student in the high school band, the John Philip Sousa Band Award recognizes superior musicianship and outstanding dedication. It was created with the approval of Helen Sousa Albert and Priscilla Sousa, daughters of the famous composer and bandmaster. This year's recipient is Gunnar Irene Light. The Louis Armstrong Jazz Award was inaugurated in 1974 with the consent of his widow shortly after this great jazz artist died in 1971. It honors the outstanding jazz musician at the school. This year's recipient is Patrick Donahue Obel. The Student Director Award for Chorus is given to the chorister or choristers who exemplify choral leadership through vocal technique, advanced musicianship, and a strong sense of personal responsibility. This year's recipients are Ethan Yu and Hadley Ann Morgan. The Director's Award for Strings is presented to an upper school student who demonstrates outstanding musicianship and leadership in the strings program. The recipients for 2020 are Grace Kathleen McKelvey and Amy Hall. And the Pursuit of Musical Excellence Award for Strings is presented to the student or students who have shown the most improvement on their instrument and overall growth in their knowledge of music over the past year. The 2020 recipients are Brett Petinero Wilkinson and Arden Grace Feltman. I would now like to introduce Dr. Bruce Chipman to present the Theater Awards.
It is with great pleasure that I present our Theater Awards, the Drama Award and the Lovable, both of which acknowledge significant participation, hard work, collaboration, and achievement in our dramatic productions over the years. This year's Theater Awards are given to two dedicated and talented people, each having made important contributions to our programs, both on stage and off. Specifically, this year, in acting, technical theater, and stage management. The winners' names will be engraved on the plaque in our lobby. The Drama Award is presented to that person who has had a very positive impact on our theater program in multiple productions. She has been active in Drama Club, Playbill, and Showcase, and has invested great amounts of energy, time, and seriousness of purpose. She has been actively helpful, always with an eye on the whole production. The directors are pleased to honor Hadley Morgan. The Lovable is one of Tatnall's oldest awards. It is presented each year to the person or persons who have made in at least 9 productions outstanding contributions to our theater program, either on stage or behind the scenes. This year's winner has been an indispensable part of our program for 4 years. She has developed into a complete theater person, excelling in a variety of jobs as she has honed her skills, both in technical theater and in stage management. Her work ethic, positive attitude, focus on excellence organization, and desire to succeed have made this year's honoree among our very best ever. The directors have unanimously chosen to honor Abby Soja. Now I'd like to introduce Ms. Meb Carroll, Head of English.
It is my pleasure to present the College Book Awards as determined by the English Department. These awards are given to juniors who have displayed a true love of learning, a record of success in the humanities, and an intellectual curiosity. All have demonstrated academic excellence as well as leadership in our extracurricular programs. The Brown University Book Award is presented to a junior who exhibits excellent verbal and written communication skills. This year's recipient is Martha Virginia Holler. The Williams Book Award is given to a junior in the top 5% of his or her class who has demonstrated intellectual leadership and who has made significant contribution to the extracurricular life of the school. This year's recipient is Amanda Grace Janis. The Dartmouth Book Award is given to a junior in the top academic ranks of his or her class who has demonstrated consistent intellectual leadership and who has made an exceptional extracurricular contribution to the life of the school and the community. This year's recipient is Anya Amelia Halligan. The Bryn Mawr College President's Book Award recognizes a student who demonstrates a true love of learning and intellectual curiosity about the world around her. This year's recipient is Clara Noel Tessier. The Anne Hallaby Award for Excellence in Writing honors that member of the senior class who, in the judgment of the English department, has demonstrated originality, versatility, insight, and aptness of expression in their writing. This year's recipient is Annika Ainsley Delport. I would now like to introduce Mark Scott, co-chair of the History Department, to present the History Awards.
The Randolph-Macon College Leadership Award is presented to a junior who is a well-rounded student, who excels in the classroom, and is also an active participant and leader in extracurricular activities, in school, church, or the community. The student, if admitted to Randolph-Macon, will be eligible to compete for a renewable academic scholarship. This year's recipient, Daniel Thomas Johnson. The University of Pennsylvania History Book Award recognizes outstanding scholarship in American history in the junior class. The award is presented to the top AP U.S. History student. This year's recipient is Gregory Anthony Danta. In founding the Eastman Kodak Company, George Eastman's goal was to make the camera as convenient as a pencil. By the end of his life, he had created one of the largest and most successful companies in America. Eastman's leadership lives on today through Kodak and through his philanthropy. The George Eastman Young Leaders Award recognizes strong leadership both in school and the community, high grades in challenging courses, and extensive involvement in extracurricular activities. The winner has the opportunity to compete for a scholarship at the University of Rochester. This year's recipient is Micah Gregory Jacobson. Frederick Douglass and Susan B. Anthony led the fight to end inequalities through dialogue and action. In hopes of continuing the tradition of these pioneers, the Frederick Douglass and Susan B. Anthony Award is given to a junior in recognition of outstanding achievement in the humanities and social sciences. Winners must have demonstrated a commitment to understanding and addressing difficult social issues and shown leadership and a dedication to community action. The winner has the opportunity to compete for a scholarship at the University of Rochester. This year's recipient is Martha Virginia Holler. The Battle Hamilton Global Citizenship Award is given to a junior who combines critical thinking and writing with a genuine desire to improve the human condition and to engage proactively with the global community in all its diversity. This year's recipient is Mia Isabel Stryker. The Wesley College Book Award honors a female junior chosen for her intelligence, determination, motivation, and achievement. She should be a visible member of her school community and an academic leader. This year's recipient is Catherine Elizabeth Pupek. I would now like to introduce our co-chair, Lindsay McConnell, to introduce our Senior History Awards.
The Francis Tatnall Ball History Award is given to a senior whose expression of ideas displays a good understanding of the historical process and sensitivity towards cultural differences through well-written essays and research papers. This year's recipient is Amy Hall. The Harold R. Livingston History Award symbolizes the memory of Mr. Livingston, a former History Department chairman. Each year, the award is presented to a member of the senior class whose history career at Tatnall is most representative of the high standards of academic excellence and continuing interest in the importance of history that Harold Livingston shared with all of us. This year's recipient is Annika Ainsley Delport. The St. Lawrence University Book Award is given to a junior who has displayed a significant commitment to community service and improving the human condition. The recipient will receive a book as a gift from St. Lawrence University. In addition, selected students will receive a $4,000 merit scholarship if they apply and are admitted to St. Lawrence University. This year's recipient is Mia Rose Farina. I would now like to introduce the chair of the math department, Henry Fisher.
The John Watchorn Mathematics Award is given in memory of John Watchorn, who was chairman of the mathematics department until 1981. It is presented to the student who, in the judgment of the mathematics department, has shown interest and appreciation in mathematics that extends beyond the classroom. This awardee is always interested in how mathematics can be applied to the world. This year's recipient is Amy Hall. The Kaufman Mathematics Cup is a gift to the school by Carl and Ruth Kaufman. Ruth is a former teacher of mathematics and a former head of the upper school. This award is our highest recognition of consistent excellence in mathematics. It is presented to a senior who has attended Tatnall for at least 2 years. The recipient's name will be inscribed on a plaque on display in our awards case. We recognize today a student who consistently delivers sophisticated problem solving and sincere effort to every challenge, who attends to the learning of classmates as well as her own. This year's recipient is Hadley Ann Morgan. The Mathematics Growth and Commitment Award is presented to a student who demonstrates the dedication and curiosity essential to enduring success in mathematics. Dedication leads to growth in skill and appreciation for the uses and value of mathematical thinking. Today, we recognize students who respond to challenging concepts by staying engaged and asking questions, who consistently seek connection between mathematics and the sciences. This year's recipients are Bryson Jordan Anderson and Patrick Daniel Harris. Dennis Hauk taught mathematics at Tatnall for 34 years, served as director of studies, coach, and mentor. He encouraged his students to follow their passions while striving for mathematical excellence. It is in that spirit that the Mathematics Department presents the Dennis L. Houck Memorial Mathematics Award to the senior student who has performed to the best of his or her ability while pursuing a rigorous extracurricular program with good attitude, effort, and humor, thus balancing the 3 A's of the Tatnall School: academics, athletics, and the arts. In his retirement, Mr. Houck developed a passion for photography. Today's award includes a framed print from Mr. Houck's collection. It is our pleasure to present the Dennis L. Houck Memorial Mathematics Award to Kimmy Hope Woods and Zachary William Naramanian. The Excellence in Computer Science and Technology Award recognizes achievement in a wide variety of application areas. These areas include computer programming, creativity in the visual and auditory arts, and technology service and support to the Tatnall family. This year's recipient is Spencer Wells Dance. I would now like to introduce the chair of the Science Department, Jim Bryce.
The Xerox Award for Innovation in Information Technology is presented to a student who shows a strong interest in innovation and/or information technology and a high level of achievement in this area. He or she has had exposure to new technologies outside of the school as well as in the school. This student has been a true standout in both coding and physics classes, showing an understanding that learning is interdisciplinary by creating his own project that uses Python code knowledge to write a program that both solves and graphs kinematic solutions. He also extended his coding skills by helping to lead and mentor a new high school coding club. Tatnall is honored to present this award to Gregory Anthony Datto. Bausch & Lomb is the preeminent global technology-based healthcare company for the eye. What began as a small optical shop has grown to employ approximately 13,000 people worldwide with products available in more than 100 countries. The Bausch & Lomb Honorary Science Award was developed in support of innovation in the sciences. It symbolizes a commitment to discovery, analytical thought, and progress in the sciences. The recipient is a junior who has exhibited high achievement and rigor in both biological and physical sciences and high scores on the PSAT and/or SAT. The winner has the opportunity to compete for a scholarship at the University of Rochester. This year's recipient is Amanda Grace Janis. For more than 90 years, Rensselaer Polytech Institute has awarded the Rensselaer Medal for Science and Math to a member of the junior class who has exhibited outstanding achievement in science and mathematics and who demonstrates potential for success in a science or technical profession. The award includes an opportunity to compete for a $60,000 merit scholarship to RPI. I am pleased to present this award to Catherine Elizabeth Pupek. The Chemistry Award is presented to a junior or senior who pursues excellence in the chemistry classroom, the laboratory, and beyond. The winner of this prize exhibits a passion for chemistry and an advanced and fluid understanding of the concept of chemistry. With an inquisitive, creative, and safe approach, this year's recipient applies theory to expertly solve meaningful problems and develops opportunities to share the importance of chemistry and chemical processes with her fellow students. This year's recipient is Abby Cassiel Soja. The Delaware section of the American Chemical Society represents more than 1,400 chemists, engineers, and scientists, reflecting the first state stature as a historical, present-day, and future leader in chemistry and the related disciplines. The Delaware section recognizes outstanding chemistry students in high schools across Delaware with the ACS Textbook Award. This award is given to a junior or senior who plans to pursue the study of chemistry or a chemistry-related field in college. I'm delighted to present the 2020 ACS Textbook Award to Neville Singh Lapalanian. This year's Physics Award is given to a student whose willingness to jump into unknown situations, try new tools, techniques, and modes of learning, and to connect together concepts from not only physics but other subject areas and their own experience has led them to develop sound inquiry skills, deep conceptual understanding, and facility with the process of learning itself. This student has shown not only an obvious aptitude for physics, but also an enthusiasm for utilizing his understanding and applying it to all things mechanical, including yo-yos, lever systems, robots, and rockets. This year's Physics Award is presented to Max Cameron Leary. The Mrs. Robert N. Downs III Environmental Science Award is named for Mrs. Robert N. Downs III, who has supported the Environmental Studies program at Tatnall with funding and who has placed in perpetual trust a large parcel of undeveloped land for wildlife habitat and scientific investigation. This prize is awarded to a student who has dedicated time and energy to communicate demonstrated strong achievement in environmental science to others and ecology courses. Additionally, the recipient has focused on the interdependence of global systems and to a personal commitment to better understand our Earth and to live more sustainably upon it. The recipient's name will be engraved on a plaque on display in our awards case. This year, the Mrs. Robert N. Downs III Environmental Science Award is presented to Zachary William Naramanian. The Linda D. Margulis Life Science Award is an award in honor of Linda Margulis, class of 1984. Linda was a caring and loving pediatric nurse who began her love for the sciences at Tatnall, where she excelled in the life sciences. The recipient's name will be engraved on a plaque on display in our awards case. This year's recipient is Dante Paul Principe III. I would now like to introduce Lindsay Greenberg, the chair of the World Language Department.
The French Award is presented to the student who achieves the highest average in the AP French Language and Culture class. This year, the award goes to a student who has demonstrated consistent commitment and appreciation for the French language and Francophone culture. The student excels in the areas of writing, speaking, listening, and reading comprehension. In addition, this detail-oriented and hard-working student demonstrated curiosity while studying all the different AP themes, which allowed her to make cultural connections between the Francophone world and her own. In the classroom, the student has shown leadership and imagination by creating strong and passionate discussions with her classmates. This year's recipient of the French Award is Annika Delport. The Spanish Award is presented to the student who achieves the highest average in the AP Spanish Language and Culture class. This year, there are 2 students who are recipients of this award, both of whom have demonstrated consistently excellent skills in Spanish this year and during their previous years of study. Both of these students have been quiet leaders through the years and have worked tirelessly to improve their comprehension and proficiency in Spanish, both during and outside of class time. I have had the opportunity to teach each of these students for the past 3 years, and in both cases, the work ethic, sense of responsibility, and global awareness of each student is truly remarkable. In my time as their teacher, I have consistently found myself impressed with both the level of their written and spoken work, as well as their deep sense of empathy and awareness for the many cultural and societal topics discussed in class. This year, the Spanish Award is equally merited by Zach Naramanian and Dante Principe. This year, the Latin Award goes to a student whose penchant for precision and perfection amazes both her classmates and her teacher. She would also happily point out the alliteration in the previous sentence. Her enthusiasm for Latin grammar is matched by her wonderful sense of humor, which often enlivens our discussions of complex syntax and the complicated aspects of Roman history and culture. She is an outstanding translator who reads closely and thinks critically, and above all, an excellent addition to any Latin classroom. This year's recipient of the Latin Award is Charlotte Davey. Congratulations. Now I'm honored to introduce Dr. Bruce Chipman to present the Cum Laude Awards.
At this time, we recognize those students who have been elected to the Cum Laude Society. The Cum Laude Society was founded in 1906 as a society on the secondary level to encourage and recognize true scholarship. It is like Phi Beta Kappa, on the college level. There are now 380 chapters throughout the country. The Tatnall chapter was founded in 1959. The motto of the society is Arete Dike Time, excellence, justice, and honor. Student members elected from each graduating class have had outstanding records throughout their high school years. Not more than 1/5 of any senior class may be elected. Half of this 1/5 may be elected at the end of their junior year. Although the following members of the class of 2020 were elected and inducted last year, we would like to recognize them again. From the class of 2020 last year, Dante Principe, Hadley Morgan, Abby Soja, Rohan Chug, Kimmy Woods, Catherine Marvin, and Annika Delport. The following students have been elected this year. From the class of 2020, the first inductee is Zach Naramanian. The second inductee is Amy Hall. The third inductee from the class of 2020 is Taylor Balick. And the fourth inductee from the class of 2020 is Nathaniel Ruiz. New inductees from the class of 2021. First inductee is Anya Halligan. The second inductee is Catherine Pupek. The third inductee from the class of 2021 is Julie Griswold. The fourth inductee is Amanda Janis. And the fifth inductee from the class of 2021, Giovanni Campanelli. Dr. Burns, I present these 9 newly elected members to you so that, as president of the Tatnall chapter, you may give them the charge.
Thank you, Dr. Chipman. Many years ago, I also earned the cum laude pin, which I wear very proudly on my lapel, and so I add my congratulations, my personal congratulations, to these students. And so I read the charge that has been given us by the cum laude chapter. The distinguished record you have made at school has won for you memberships in the Cum Laude Society. This society of fellowship of scholars whose purpose is to recognize excellence in all academic work is distinguishable. As you pursue your education, it is our hope that you will accept the honor of membership in this society as a responsibility to make some contribution to man's and women's ongoing search for greater understanding of themselves and of society. In testimony of your admission to the Cum Laude Society, by the authority of the society duly granted, I now present to each of you certificates of membership. Congratulations.
Congratulations to all. And now, our head of the upper school, Mr. Bill Schluter.
I have some Character and Service Award winners to announce. The first is the Teddy Cessna Spirit Award and is presented by the Teddy Cessna Memorial Foundation in memory of Edward Browning Cessna, a former Tatnall student. It is awarded to a student who embodies all that is gentle and bright in the human spirit. He or she is someone who is kind and compassionate toward friends, family, and fellow students, who shows spirit and dedication towards one's passions, who strives to be a winner, not because one never loses, but because one is always willing to try, who is honest, trustworthy, inspiring, and sensitive, and who shows equal respect and interest in friends, family, peers, and adults. This year's recipient is Kimmy Hope Woods. The Rosemary Sanini Crawford Scholar is a sophomore who displays a love of literature, writing, and the performing arts. Established in 2013 to recognize Miss Rosemary Crawford's many contributions to the English department and to Tatnall School and to her students, this award honors a student who possesses a curious and inquisitive mind, as well as a dedication to learning and high achievement. This year's recipient is Alexa Evie Bryce. The Francis D.S. Tatnall Scholar candidate must maintain a B or higher academic average, be a good citizen with concern for all members of the school family, exemplify the qualities of honesty, humility, generosity of spirit, warmth and sense of humor, and be a leader in and appreciate the importance of extracurricular involvement and community service. The award's name will be added to the plaque on display in our awards case. This year's recipient is Zayon Burrell. The Class of 1996 prize has been established to recognize a student who, in the opinion of the upper school faculty, best embodies the unique characteristics and qualities of the class of 1996. This person must demonstrate academic ability by maintaining a B average and must evoke the qualities of leadership as a trailblazer, be an independent thinker, and a good citizen. Beyond these accomplishments, this individual's self-confidence, sense of humor, and participation in extracurricular activities must be an inspiration to other members of the class. The recipient will be awarded a cash prize. This year's recipient is Fatima Kamo Conte. The Tatnall School Service Award was established by the class of 1967 and recognizes outstanding service to the class, school, and community, and is determined by the vote of the faculty and the senior class. The large plaque listing names of all recipients is displayed in the awards case. This year's recipient is Daniel Jean Alexis, Jr. The Helen Price Trainer Scholar is awarded annually to a male student who has distinguished himself in football and has displayed a high caliber of academic ability, leadership, and citizenship. This year's recipient is Bryce Andrew Scott. The Karen L. Williams Scholar Award is awarded annually to a female in the upper school who is a participant on the track and/or cross-country teams and who maintains an academic average of B or better. This year's recipient is Mia Rose Farina. The Mrs. Hebb Scholar Award The Alumni Association of the Mrs. Hebb School honors a female above the 8th grade class who has distinguished herself in the areas of academic excellence, extracurricular activities, and exemplary school citizenship. This year's recipient is Aaliyah Campbell. The Stephen Watchorn Foundation Scholar is awarded to a member of the upper school whose high moral character and leadership are complemented by a spirit of friendliness, cooperation, and special talent. Established in 1975, this honor is presented in memory of Stephen Watchorn, a graduate of Haverford School and Dickinson College who died at the age of 26. The following words from Ralph Waldo Emerson are an inspiration to those honored by this scholarship. To laugh often and much, to win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children, to earn the appreciation of honest critics and endure the betrayal of false friends, to appreciate beauty, to find the best in others, to leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition. To know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. This is to have succeeded. This year's recipient is Gabriel Alexander Dobchaleski. The Henry Lee Tatnall Scholar is a member of the upper school who displays outstanding qualities in academic achievement, extracurricular activities, cooperative personality, and overall contributions to the school community. This year's recipient is Simone Miner. Congratulations to all our award winners. The faculty and I are proud of your accomplishments. During the last 4 years, you have set high standards for yourself and worked diligently to achieve your goals. We hope your commitment to scholarship and learning continues. Seniors, we hope that the next parts of your lives bring you joy and knowledge. Find something you love, take advantage of every opportunity to learn, and use your talents. We look forward to seeing you all at graduation.